Hey, welcome, Bolts family. BOLTZ. Bolts up, baby. You guys ready for the new season? I am excited. I'll tell you what, I never follow them so closely now that I'm retired and sitting here. Yeah, just watch my videos. I got these guys, by the way. If you wanna know more about them besides watching NFL Network and you have YouTube, there's a guy called The Director, and there's some other guys called Guilty as Charged. Anyway, there's a few guys that do some podcasts that are pretty awesome. I got a lot of insight this year. So what am I excited about? Well, let's break it down real quick here. I don't have a really cool entry video that has pictures and stuff where they say bolt up, but be sure to like and sub the subscription. With my three people watching this, but it's okay. It's kind of fun for me to make these videos. Um, maybe some of you missed me. I don't know, but here we go. So I'm excited for one thing because last year they say that Justin Herbert played with injured ribs for like 6 games, something like that. 5, 6 games he was injured, and he still threw for 5,000 yards. And Keenan Allen and Michael Williams were not together very much. They both missed a bunch of games. I forgot how many snaps they had, but it was ridiculously low. So we're playing with third string, fourth string. I mean, typical Charger stuff, right? Back in the old days, right? With Rivers throwing to all these 15 different people or whatever. And he still threw for 5,000 yards or whatever it was, right? He still was like in the top 100. He still did. And so all the people that are watching all these talking heads that you see on NFL Network, ESPN, they don't know what the heck they're talking about because they don't even realize what happened. The man played with cracked ribs, kind of like Philip did that one year. So, and he even talks about it now. Now that it's over, he goes, well, yeah, well, I had to change my throwing style. I couldn't really throw the ball like this, and I couldn't really throw it downfield. So that was taken out of the game. So a lot of people blame Joe Lombardi, and I'm sure there is some blame to go there. But at the end of the day, I mean, he was the offensive coordinator, in case you don't know. Vince Lombardi's grandson, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure, but he's related to Vince. I think grandson, maybe nephew. But anyway, yeah, it wasn't just that. I mean, he could not physically throw the ball down there, and he's healthy now, 100% healthy. And everybody's healthy. This is like, I mean, you want to say knock on wood. I'm not really. All right, I am superstitious because I'm a sports fan. We're all super, but I'm not really that superstitious. Um, but we always have our injuries, right? So right now we're the healthiest team coming out of the preseason, first time ever, right? So we got Mike Williams, we got Keenan Allen, we got this new big fast guy, Quentin Johnson. We got this guy, his name Darius Davis. You see that guy? So he was in preseason and he ran just a couple times. He ran this like a sweep or whatever. You see how fast he is. He ran that one punt back for a touchdown. Now I don't know if he'll be playing the first week because he's got a little hamstring thing that happened. And I don't know if you watched the 49er, but if you look for this kid, Darius Davis. And we were able to keep Elijah Watson. So we have 4 running backs on the team now. 4 running backs, and they're all good. You see Elijah Dotson with those 2 touchdowns, and I know the Rams are probably actually, unfortunately, one of the worst teams in football now. But, nevertheless, they're NFL, and Elijah Dotson looks really good and fast, and they were able to keep him on the roster. So we normally don't keep 4 running backs. We'll see if he stays, but he can also run back kicks. And we also picked up this guy from the Jets off the waiver wire yesterday, who was also pretty good running back kicks. Yeah, so we're pretty set, with receivers. Um, Palmer's on injury reserve; he'll be back. Or not Palmer, Guyton. Remember Jalen Guyton, that really fast guy who catch all those long passes? Well, he's still there. He'll be back. And they got one of the best lines they've ever had. They've got 2 All-Pro guys. One of them's probably a Hall of Famer, the center, and then the other guy, Slater, and everybody's healthy and they got good depth, and they were able to keep some good depth on their stinking practice squad is pretty dang good. They were able to pick up Dugan, which he didn't show anybody much, but at least he's on the practice squad. They got some guys on there. Yeah, they got some really good depth and so on the offense they got a good line. And Gerald Everett. I don't know, like Gerald Everett's like an average, pretty good tight end. Hasn't really ever killed it, but always showed potential. In the last few games there, especially that game against Jacksonville, Everett was lighting it up, man. So Gerald Everett is a possible breakout this year. He really is. And then this kid Stone, what's his name, Stone Martin or Stone something. He's another kid they kept. On a tight end. So they got some pretty good blockers, and this new scheme we're running. The running backs, of course, we still got Austin Eckler, which is great, but Joshua Kelly looked really good. He had that 175-yard run. Did you see that? My gosh. And then Isaiah Speller's even looking better. They said he was the youngest guy drafted last year. And they said he really wasn't grown up into his body yet because that kid's like 20 years old or something. And they say this year he looks a lot better. And so him and Kelly, and then Elijah Dotson, and then the O line, and I mean, everybody stays. And even if they don't stay healthy, they got good guys in the back now. They got this. I forgot this other guy's name that they kept on the practice squad. He's a pretty good receiver. And then on the defense, they picked up this kid Scott Matlock. The guy's a beast. Tui Tolopolopo, he's gonna be with Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. They're gonna be rotating, so they'll always be fresh, and they're both healthy. And usually Bosa, yeah, he does have a history of injuries, but like my friend, the director says, if you look at his history, every time after he has an injury season, he always comes back with one of his strongest seasons. And he normally doesn't go to camp; he just waits. But he was in there. Khalil Mack really got him motivated, and they're in there, man. And they got these other guys that are showing, man. These guys, Chris Rumpf, um, uh, on the line, and what's the other guy's name? Oh, what's his name? They got that other guy that they kept. Defensive line looks really good, man. I'm telling you what. And their linebackers, this kid they picked up, Deion Henley, number 0. Man, you watch him in preseason, he's all over the place. And everybody says, all the announcers that were watching him too, and Daniel Popper and some of these guys are like, this Deion Henley kid, he is an athlete. He'll probably be a starter before long. And even Murray, Kyle Murray's he's another linebacker, and he hasn't really shown much. And we goes, we don't know. He's such a great athlete. That's why they drafted him. But maybe he comes into it this year. And then Kendricks, they got rid of Drew Tranquil, which we were all bummed. But they kept this guy. But they got this guy Kendrick. He's a little bit older, but he's actually more well-rounded. He's actually better, and he's teaching these young guys. It seems to me like they're getting smart in what they're doing, and everybody says we should get rid of Staley. Well, I think they seem to be coming together, man. I know, this time of year we're all Super Bowl champs, but I am pumped, man. Derwin James, that guy JC Taylor that they picked up last year, and they paid all that money for it, and he got hurt. He really wasn't showing out. He's back. And if he has any kind of comeback year, some are saying he could be the comeback player of the year, or definitely in the boat. And even if he doesn't come back to this form where he led the league for 2 or 3 years in interceptions, if he just comes in second or something, like and some of these other guys, Aloy Gilman, some of these other guys, they're really coming up, man. I'm telling you what, the defense hasn't. They've been terrible against the run, but they got these guys on the line that I think that you're going to see some difference. And that's what people don't realize. So all these people are saying, well, they'll never beat this because they always do this. And even our friend Darren Sproles says, oh, they need a new coach. But he doesn't really know because he's not in the room. You're not in the room, man. You don't know what's going on. And from what I've been seeing from out here, what I've been watching they look pretty dang good. So bolt up, guys. We'll see what happens in week 1, huh? Um, Hoping the Chargers have a great year. My fantasy team is okay. Um, we'll see what happens. I think I had a pretty good draft. I accidentally no, I did okay. I had a pretty good draft. So we'll see what happens. I went crazy this year. I got like 4 other teams in ESPN, and I got 2 teams in the NFL fantasy. So I just went crazy. They got all kinds of weird names. Dadgummit, Bolt Up. One of them is called Ducks for the Oregon Ducks. Anyway, guys, bless you guys. Let's have a good year, Bolt fans. Bolt up, baby. I'll be watching the games at least probably not live because that'll be like 2 o'clock in the morning, but I'll be watching them. Hopefully it'll be working this year. My NFL, whatever it's called. I forget. It's called NFL Game Pass or something. So I'll be watching it. I'll be watching, guys. You'll be watching too, and let's hope we do better than the Padres did this year. $250 million in payroll, and they suck. It's terrible. It's like the best player in the team is Hassan Kim, and he's a utility player. He's not one of these big high play, but man, the kid is great. Anyway, God bless you guys. Ta for now. Bolt up, baby. Da 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 da. Charge, as we say.